Baz.
We have
Baz?
Yes.
Baz.
Masato.
Baz Sato.
Alright, so with starting out with your early career as somebody, how did you enjoy working on Irrelevant Jack? Or being the alternatives?
I miss Irrelevant Jack.
I know.
Prax is such a lovely author to work with. He's one of the kindest human beings I know. I haven't chatted with him. I got to catch up with him. It's been a while.
It's been so long.
But Irrelevant Jack was a fantastic series to work on. A, because I love the story. I love the idea of like venturing into the tower and getting a little bit higher, and then coming back, building up the town. Kind of has like a frontier energy where you're building things back up. But then also getting to work with Andrea as Lex and the female cast, and then also just obviously Jeff plays Jack, and then also there was a lot of accents that I got to learn. So like some Australian I was doing, and some different. It's been a while since I've done Australian. I think it was 3 or 4 that I was doing Australian. But the beautiful thing about these accents is that it's fantasy, so they don't have to be authentic like Australian. It's like you get into the ballpark, you're like, okay, he's going for something different here, but yeah. So I love that series for many reasons.
So now you have different ones. All right.
Okay.
So next one we have. So let's go with. What is your favorite aspect of being able to portray Hector and learning to basically be with a dragon the whole time as your co-star?
Yes. So Hector is really a deep. There's a lot of depth to Hector. So I think my favorite thing about Hector is getting to work with James, specifically like on working out, okay, what is Hector going through in this story? How is he growing? What are his responsibilities? How is he handling that? And there's a lot of layers there. It's not, Hector just murder hobos everything. It's like, okay, what are the emotional challenges he's facing, which isn't always the case in Red RPG. Different styles. This happens to be a style that is just like, he goes deep as a character. So I think that definitely when Karalty is Trial by Fire, I'd say, is my favorite of the series. Because it's kind of got that Mandalorian aspect where he's looking after a very vulnerable creature, right? And getting to work on like that sort of parental instinct, and how does that look? It's the first time he's ever done this. Like how is he managing that amid like Kamzo coming in and trying to mess things up, and then of course the big bads and spoil anything. But navigating the politics of Russia. Yes. Okay. All right. Well, we'll touch on it briefly, but all the political kind of intrigue of. It is
the scheming, the backdoor.
It's what's his name? It's Ignis.
Ignis.
Yes. I'm trying to remember the name of the actual region. It's not coming to me right now. Also, Vash comes in.
Vash is in there.
And he's in Kingdom Come.
No, the Vavold is the title. Vavold is the title that he gets. That's right.
Anyways, we're getting completely derailed. Hector, working on Hector, there's so many different sort of aspects, and I think that's what I like about it. It's just such a rich experience, getting to pull from many different sort of emotional spaces and responsibilities.
So, with you finally being able to work a little bit with Harvey Cooper, with a bunch of different works, of course, Jeff being his primary go-to for the company.
Yes.
Is there any of his works that you specifically have wanted to do, for example, feedback loop, or anything like that?
So I haven't listened to Feedback Loop yet, but I feel like I have a connection to it because of just how iconic a character.
Quantum Hughes.
Yes, Quantum Hughes. How iconic a character Quantum Hughes is, and Jeff's voice for him, and the whole inventory system. There's something about the series that just it kind of transcends. You don't have to read the book to be like, oh, this is fun, this is interesting. So definitely working on that series
Because you guys did the side quest stuff for Viridian
Viridian
Gate
Gate, yeah.
Viridian Gate
How
Online.
did you enjoy being able to dip your toes into that series a bit? Because I know you didn't get to work on the main series, so you guys got to do a little bit more of the side stories.
So with this one again, I've always seen the covers. The covers for Viridian Gate are beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
They're some of the best like lit RPG covers, or just like book covers that I've seen. When James Hunter reached out, we were like, oh yeah, let's definitely do this. And I liked it because there was such a variety of stories in that, and I like the idea of just fleshing out a fan's understanding of the world. I like lore. I like, let's look at this story from different perspectives. And I didn't know exactly how the characters I was portraying in that were, someone's going to listen to this and be like, oh, that happening in this like short story is, a reflection of what happens in like book 3, and that's what that character was up to, I guess, and that's kind of cool to see that fleshed out. I didn't know how it related, but I knew that it related. So that was kind of cool to know that I'm contributing to kind of a greater kind of multiverse aspect perspective.
New favorite series other than Dead Tire for me has been Demon Card Enforcer.
Okay.
How different of a creative thought process is it to involve a card-based system into this where you're like trading cards instead of actually having powers and level up stats?
The thing with Demon Card Enforcer is that the card system is really, you can tell that John's put a lot of thought into this system, and he's basically created a game. Like, I think he actually has like cards that you can like use and trade, and I don't know if they're for sale, but I know he's put a bunch together, and there's a logic to it. So the biggest challenge for me on that series has been when I'm reading these card readouts and how the stats are lined up. Like, there's a lot of meaning that is like of how this card game works that is just like condensed into like a few lines of kind of system readout sort of voice. It's all so condensed, so I just have to I have to turn on my nonfiction brain a little bit because it is kind of nonfiction. It is like we're describing how to play a game in the middle of a fiction story.
Exactly.
Right? So like, what does it mean to have this as like, okay, this is a +5 skill, that it adds 5 to this, like to strength or whatever, and that contributes to this other stat, and that will allow you to pull an extra card, which means that you can have banked cards, and all of that stuff. It's interconnected, so trying to hold on to that interconnectedness and not just read the words, that's been a fun challenge for that series.
So one of the things that I have always loved about audiobooks from the narrator's point of view is they bring life to the characters as they're talking about them. And so that's one thing that I relate to. But I also relate to a lot of characters in the lit RPG world, Matt from Path of Ascension because of my childhood and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? So my question for you, out of all the characters you've ever done, which one has resounded the most with you personally on a personal level that you're like, man, this guy I relate so much to everything that he's going through and everything that he's been and where he's going?
That is a fantastic question. And instinctively I want to say Harold, and I don't know why. Because Harold, I don't relate to Harold. That's the thing. I don't relate to him, and yet there's something about this, thousands upon thousands of year-old lich that is just kind of going through the world and exploring and just, relaxed about everything. And, there's something about him that he's just so silly that I can just let loose and, touch base with something within myself.
Yeah.
Even though I don't really relate to being a powerful lich.
Yeah.
It does tap into something that, I can connect with and kind of transcend myself. It's really funny. But a character that, really spoke... Oh!
There it goes.
Okay, so I worked on a book recently called Pilgrims.
Okay.
And it's
I haven't picked that up yet, but I know what it is.
it is a Catholic sci-fi. It's an alien story.
Oh, wow.
And I got to play, it's oh my god, let me see if I can kind of give you a quick recap. It is about aliens coming to Earth because they have been watching Earth for a long time, and they watched like the coming of Jesus, and they watched like Jesus' teachings, and they were like, oh yeah, that's what we believe. That's correct. That's the truth. You know. And so these aliens come down to Earth, and they basically try to be like, yeah, like Christianity is correct. And all of the like tension that creates of, you know, within the different demographics, the different, you know, denominations and faiths. What does that look like when these aliens make themselves known? So I actually got to play one of the aliens.
Oh wow!
That's just trying to you know, be the best that he can be, and trying to share, you know, the good word and just help people, and not really understanding how his, like, you know, he's so kind of righteous in like a really kind way. How he's not letting people kind of, you know, be themselves in a way. Like, there was something about, I'm not explaining it the way I'd like to, but there was something about that character that just like, and the way it was written, his name's Virgil, he just wants the best for everybody, and there's this sort of yearning in him that he just wants to help humanity, and there is a part of me that's like that. There's also a little like devil shit kind of version of me, which we won't get into. But
Everybody's got that.
yeah, there's the herald side
Okay.
necromancer that fits with me, but then there's also this character that's just like, you know, just trying to be understood and trying to help. And it felt really, really good to tap into that.